Read my story.
Welcome to Read My Story. My longtime boyfriend finally bought a gorgeous bouquet of red roses, but it was for another woman. I'm completely shattered and heartbroken as I'm telling this. Yesterday I found out in the cruelest way that my longtime boyfriend of 6 years has been unfaithful. For the past couple of months, he's been distant and spending more time than usual at work. I chalked it up to stress since he had started a new job recently. However, I started getting suspicious when all of a sudden, he started following this gorgeous woman on Instagram who also returned his follow. I curiously asked him who she was, and he replied, saying she was just an old school friend, which didn't make a lot of sense since her bio said she was 24 years old, which doesn't place them in the same school year. I just had this nagging feeling that something was off, and so I decided to stalk this woman's social media. On her Facebook, she had set her status to single and would regularly repost photos of women holding huge red rose bouquets, saying how every girl deserves roses and how much she loves receiving flowers. I had a bad feeling about her and developed an obsession with checking her social media accounts daily. I kept doing that until all my worst fears were brutally fulfilled yesterday. As I checked her Facebook page, I came across what I thought was just another one of her flower posts. That was until I took a closer look at the photo. It was a photo of a man's hand which was holding a bouquet of red roses for her, as she caressed the flowers. The man's hand had the exact Apple Watch brand model that I had bought my boyfriend, and that he wears daily. The man had a mole in the exact place where my boyfriend has his. I could also tell it was him, as my boyfriend has naturally hairy hands. The woman's status was also changed from single to in a relationship. Finding out that my boyfriend was not only cheating on me, but also bought a bouquet of flowers for another woman when he never did for me completely shattered me. I haven't confronted him yet, but I've been avoiding him. It's not that hard since he barely pays me any attention these days. I know that there is no coming back from this, and this will be the end of what I thought was a lifetime relationship. I feel a lot of grief and heartbreak, but I also feel a lot of rage. How do I even overcome this? I just can't get his betrayal out of my mind.
I want a divorce from my wife, but everyone wants me to forgive her. Me and my wife has been married for 3 years. First, let me say my wife is not struggling with any issues that I am aware of, and we have known each other since grade school. We literally know everything about each other and each other's families. About 2 months ago, I came home and found my wife and our 6-month-old daughter on the couch. My wife was asleep and my daughter was next to her. The moment I went in to greet them, I smelled my daughter immediately. She needed a diaper change. I didn't know how long it had been since her last diaper change. I took my daughter from the couch to go and change her diaper, as I didn't want to wake up my wife. My wife doesn't sleep during the day, so I know that if I find my wife sleeping during the day or any time before 9 p.m., she will have had a hectic day and is just drained. I walked into my daughter's room and placed her on the changing table and started to change her diaper. Not even 2 minutes later, my wife walked into the room, and as I greeted her, she looked at me and looked down to our daughter on the changing table and went into a rage and started to attack me. I was stunned for like a second, but my instinct kicked in, and I leaned over towards our daughter to protect her. My wife was shouting while hitting me, "How could you? How could you?" over and over again, and that I'm a monster. I had no idea at the time what she was talking about. The next morning I felt everything was as good as it could be. She then ran out the room, and then like 10 minutes later, 3 police officers had me in handcuffs, and my wife was going crazy that she caught me sexually assaulting our daughter. I was speechless at that moment, and couldn't believe what she was saying. I asked her what she was talking about. All she kept saying was that she saw me doing it. I was arrested, and released the next day. When the police had a look at the camera footage in my daughter's room and clearly saw that I was just busy changing her diaper and nothing happened, there was no evidence to support my wife's claims, and she attacked me without provocation. I want a divorce, as I can't believe she would even think that I would do something like that. I haven't spoken to her since I got released, and my phone has been blowing up with calls and texts with her apologies. I honestly don't care about that. The moment she said those words to the police, that I sexually assaulted our daughter, it was like all the love I had for her just left me, and all I feel is a void inside of me at the moment like nothing else. I had her served with divorce papers a week ago, and now everyone is constantly harassing me, from my family, her family, our friends, to talk to her and try counseling to sort this out. She can get counseling if she wants, but I will not be involved. I am going for full custody of my daughter. My lawyer has informed me that I will most probably get full custody of my daughter due to my wife's violent outburst on camera, and that I had to shield my daughter with my body, and the false claims laid against me, also noting her mental state. Everyone is saying I'm taking things too far by divorcing her, and I'm trying to take my daughter from her. But nobody can give me a reason as to why she did what she did. She herself, in the 300 messages that she sent me, hasn't given me an explanation as well, just constant sorry. And we are not going for marriage counseling and individual counseling again. I don't care, she can go by herself. I'm just worn down at the moment as the gravity of everything that is hitting me. What should I do? Everyone is on her side. It doesn't make sense. What am I missing here?
My boyfriend sent me his nude pic, but I'm not sure if it was for me. I am 23 years old and my boyfriend is 25 years old. I received a nude pic from my boyfriend yesterday while I was out running errands. Not to be too graphic, but it was a pic of him, naked in the bathroom, in front of the mirror. The thing is that in our 2 years of relationship, he never sent me any nude. We do sexting from time to time, but that's it. It has never been an issue for me since we have a pretty good relationship and sex life. What was very weird about it is that he wrote the caption, "In my bathroom, as you asked, cutie," with a kiss emoji. That was so weird because I never asked for it and he never called me cutie ever. He has a whole other nickname for me. Also, why say something like "in my bathroom"? Of course I know it's our bathroom, after all, we do live together. I replied by thanking him and told him that I enjoyed it, but he didn't respond. When I got back home I talked about it again. I just told him it was great of him to do that, even if I didn't ask for it. He felt really uncomfortable when I mentioned it. His voice changed and it was almost trembling. He was like, "I just wanted to surprise you, aha." But I know him well and I can tell when he's nervous and uncomfortable, and he definitely was that. This happened yesterday and even today I feel like he's being weird. I don't know what's wrong with him. Now, I can't help but feel like he made a mistake and that the pic was for another woman. Another part of me is trying to convince myself that I'm tripping. Not sure what to think. Is he suspect or am I just imagining things? I don't want to accuse him of anything without any solid proof. Can anyone offer me some opinions or advice?
I froze during sex and my girlfriend backed off. I've never been treated like this before. Hi, I am a 23-year-old male, and I've been raped before. Twice. I've been sexually assaulted too, and this has affected me in subsequent relationships a lot. 2 days ago my girlfriend, who is also 23, was in my lap and we were making out, and suddenly the images of rape came into my mind and I froze. She obviously sensed it and asked if everything was okay, but I couldn't answer, and I'd begun to sweat. She got off my lap and asked if I wanted to talk, but I still couldn't say anything. Then she asked if she should leave the room and I gave a small nod. She just grabbed her phone from the table and left. This has never happened to me. Nobody has listened to my no before. It feels weird, but different, I don't know. The next morning when I woke up, she had made breakfast and left me a note saying if I wanted to talk, I could call her anytime. She came over after work and I thanked her for listening to me. I was almost in tears. She teared up too and said no obviously means no, but hesitation means not to. She said that she would never knowingly hurt me. I've never been treated like this before. My parents were and almost every relationship I've had, 3, were also similarly But she's different. She's been my rock when I've fallen low. She cooks for me because she wants me to be healthy. She leaves notes of affirmation all over the house for me to find and is generally the most genuine, amazing person I've ever met. I want to show my gratitude to her and want to tell her how much she means to me, but I don't know how. Also, it's still weighing on me how what I say really matters to her. Never in my life have I ever been treated this way. So how do I tell her how much she means to me, and will I stop feeling this way? Someone suggested therapy. Therapy is super expensive and I'm already working to pay for school, but yes, I've started therapy. It's been about 5 months now. Just taking baby steps here. Secondly, some people gave me a ton of good ideas, but I think I'm going to write her a letter and maybe arrange for a small picnic for the two of us. I know she'll love it. For those saying I should propose, that's definitely the plan, just not now. And to those who shared their similar experiences, thank you. It gave me an insight, and I hope things look up for you. And for all those who said I'm a pussy before getting raped or I'm lying, I'm sorry, but I can't make you believe me. I hope you'll feel better after this. Again, thank you so much for your kind support.
My ex told me during our breakup that I'm getting old, go find someone else. So me and my ex broke up the other day after 2 years together. He is 37 years old and I'm 26 years old. He was doing the silent treatment on me for 3 days after we had a fight, because I called him out for being manipulative and a controlling bastard, and he got pissed. When he finally decided to have a conversation with me, I told him that I had decided that I wanted to end the relationship between us. He took the breakup pretty badly, but said one thing to me that really got me upset and concerned at the same time, was you're not young anymore, and you're almost 30, and once you get there it will be very hard, if not impossible, to find someone else. So, go ahead and break up with me. Let's see how things work out for you. He used to send me Instagram videos of people talking about how men prefer younger women and women who are single in their 30s are overlooked for the women in their 20s. And how it's natural for an older man to be with a younger woman, because a man's prime is 30 plus. I don't know why, but what he told me is bugging me and I can't stop thinking about it. One reason it took me so long to break up with him, even though he was a really terrible boyfriend, was because I was scared I wouldn't find anyone else. So him telling me confirms my fears, in a way. How do I move on?
My girlfriend is hanging out with a guy she used to sleep with and didn't tell me. I am 26 years old and my girlfriend is 28 years old. We've been together for about a year. She is friends with a guy that she used to sleep with. He is still in her life because they are co-workers. She claims they are friends, and she has never admitted to them having used to sleep together, but would always say we used to hang out. I know they used to be intimate through someone else. She hasn't been transparent about him. I did something that I knew I shouldn't have done. I went through her phone and read her text messages. I've done this before, and I hate that I don't have the willpower not to do it. I know this is a breach of her privacy, and it's not right for me to do so, but I need to know if she is doing things behind my back, especially if it's with that guy that she used to f***. They are planning on going on a hike today. I'll be at work, and she told me she was going to go hiking today but never mentioned she was going with him. The lack of transparency is bothering me the most. But I don't want to bring it up because I also did something wrong by constantly going through her phone behind her back. I really don't believe she would cheat on me as she's been cheated on before. She is always communicative of where she is going and calls me all the time. I trust that she would do the right thing, but just wish she was open with me. I believe she doesn't want to mention it because I might get upset and not want her to go. There's been a few times this has happened. I don't want to be controlling, but it's the close companionship with the guy that she used to hook up with that's bothering me, and she never mentioned it. Should I just not bring it up and continue to trust her, or admit to her that I snooped around behind her back and asked about her at her workplace, and just address my concern that I have of her?
My fiancé wants to cheat because he thinks I'm boring. I am 27 years old and my fiancé is 25 years old. So tonight I took a shower with my fiancé, and in the shower I told him how uncomfortable I was because I was so bloated, my tummy looked pregnant. After I got out of the shower he was waiting on the bed, and I said I'm really uncomfortable. Can we go to the store and get some gas X? He said sure. Then we went to the store and he was giving me the silent treatment on the way to and back from the store. When we returned, I asked what was wrong and he just snapped. He started yelling at me and telling me that I'm not as into sex as him and I should just leave so that he can find someone who is. He said I'll always have an excuse for why I can't have sex. Granted, we had sex 2 days ago, 2 days in a row. I just literally wanted my bloating to go away. He then tells me he is so close to cheating on me. So I left the house to get some space and he texted my phone saying, "We're done. Just so you know I didn't cheat before something happened. Good luck finding a place to stay." This is not the first time he had said stuff like this to me. I'm disgusted by the way he is talking to me, and it makes me really worry about spending my life with someone who treats me like this. How should I handle his comments towards me? I'm just at a loss for words and am very upset.
Thanks for watching, and leave a comment below to let us know what are your thoughts on today's video.